So you got a red, and I got this mug just for you, mate.
What's an aunt? Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go. Oh, sláinte.
It's 1 o'clock in Sydney and it's 2 o'clock in London.
Yeah, we're pushing it a little bit, but we're getting there. Haven't had enough caffeine yet.
Oh,
Here we go. Take 5.
Yeah. I mean, before we do the sidebar intro, Conor and I have been trying to do this all week, so it's good that we've finally managed to do it. A few tech issues. I'm here in HQ, as you can see, not the usual setup. I mean, it is, but I'm just sitting at the table enjoying a vino with you can see for the World Cup the Tillies, YTG, the girls. I thought I'd still throw in a Philly jersey there, go Birds, because it's in America.
Why not? Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're English. You know what Maradona did to you.
Mate.
They're calling it the OG Anunoby. Who did it better? OG or Maradona?
The English guy in the NBA.
Yeah, I know. I did see that.
I know, mate. Fucking, we're stealing more. Like we might be able to come home basketball, but at least we can steal it.
Yeah. All right. Should we rip in?
Yeah, the hand of God. Yeah, is that actually what it's getting referred to?
The OG Anunoby or the Diego Maradona?
The OG Anunoby's getting called the Maradona.
No, I just literally made that up right there.
Oh, right. That was just that. I was like, oh, mate, that's pretty good from you.
Thanks, mate. We haven't recorded in 2 weeks, so I've been saving up all my good gear.
You've been saving them up.
all my good jokes.
Mate, should we get in?
Yeah, get into it. I mean, yeah, I was watching so much NBA, but then when I saw Maradona, because we're also going to get into our this podcast will probably be mostly NBA and basketball, and we'll see what else we have time for. But
NBA,
yeah,
basketball.
The reason I was what did I say? Football. Football, soccer. It's going to be the Soccer World Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna finish off our top 10 sidebar goals. That's why I was thinking of Maradona and the hand of God. Is it my final goal? You're going to find out soon. It's definitely not Conor's because it fucks England.
Mate, I was thinking about it, but I was like, I actually can't. That's like traumatized the country for about, I don't know how many years, 40, 50 years now.
Yeah.
It's like genuinely insane. And that stadium last night, I think that was the stadium.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. Most iconic stadium. But no, we'll get into it. Should we kick off with a little intro?
Yeah, welcome to Sidebar Sports.
There he is, the first one remote. Patient sidebar conversations with mates.
A little bit of sport.
A little bit of culture.
And a bit of nonsense.
Here we go. All right, let's rip in, man.
Good to be back. Look, yeah, I mean, as I said, we're probably going to kick it off with NBA because that's nearly finished, and then we'll head into a lot of World Cup stuff. But I just want to say in the last 168 hours times 2, because it's been a couple of weeks, but there is a London episode. Conor, I'll get you to explain what that is very shortly, the other episode that you did. But I've been playing the 82-0, 38-0, 17-0 so much. These little apps. There's a rugby league one now. I haven't even got to that yet.
Been busy, mate.
Have you been
busy,
playing? Yeah, because I mean, we've got culture on culture where we talk about what we've been watching, but I haven't watched anything because I've just been on my phone trying to do this thing. It's driving me mental.
Charlotte's trying to watch. Jimmy, watch this bit. Watch this bit. You're there like, no.
Well, can I do one live with you? I'll screen record it on mine so we can put it up because we're set up here. I'm in Sydney. Connor's in London. Like I said, we had some issues. We're good now. But when you were setting it up, Conor, I did a team. I've picked a team.
Have you?
But I haven't because I couldn't believe it because I'm going to read you these players, right? But I haven't clicked like simulate season yet.
Right? Oh my God.
But I'm very confident in this. Let me walk you through this team because it says right now, predicted finish first, expected points 95, win the league 52%. This team is absolutely stacked. So we'll start from the back. We got Peter Cech, the great man in goal.
Peter
Pumpkin Eater. Then we have John Terry as one centre back.
Nice.
Captain, leader, legend.
Start. I like it.
Yeah. Declan Rice is at centre back as well.
Interesting. He started at the back in his career, to be fair.
Yeah, this is at West Ham.
Declan Rice? So is this Declan Rice at West Ham?
Yeah, Declan Rice at West Ham, but I put him at centre back. I have. It's pretty stacked. You've got on one side, on the right side, we have Mateusz Nunes as your right back.
Yeah.
from Wolves version,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then another Chelsea legend. On the other side, we have the great man Graham Lesaux,
Ah,
2001, 2002.
very good. Oh, wait, just before we get any further, for wider people that have never actually played this game,
Yeah.
it's a simulation. You have a team to fill, and you're basically trying to get a perfect season with, like, you basically get picked an era, so you can get, like, say, Chelsea from the 90s, and you get pick any player from that era, and you've just got to fill a spot, but once it's filled, it's filled. You can rotate on, is it the same format as the basketball one? You can rotate on era and team. You get one spin, you get to respin once on each.
Yeah, so or you spin it. No, it comes up. Team and year.
Team and year.
Okay. Team and year. Yeah, and then you can get a respin. So yeah, it'll respin. You get 3 if you want. You can go a harder mode, but there's none. But it's the Premier League is way harder than the NBA one, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'll punch through them now. Midfield: Paul Pogba, Frank Lampard. Left midfielder Ryan Giggs, right midfielder Joe Cole. And then strikers, Alan Shearer from Newcastle and Robbie Fowler. This team...
Mate, this is as vintage.
So I'm going to screen record it so we can do this live and I can overlay it on the video.
There isn't much there defensively, but that's unbelievable going forward.
I know. How do I do the screen? Oh, here we go. So yeah, it's an overall rating of 90. So the team's pretty stacked. All right, here we go. Simulating season. Trying to go undefeated. Oh, we started with a draw. Win, 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 draw, win, 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 draw, win, draw, win, 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 draw, win, win, win. I've been doing this for weeks. Win, and I haven't even got it. Win. I've done this for so long. Win. Draw. Loss. Win.
Who was the loss?
Losses against Manchester United. Lost again.
Fucking
Liverpool there.
Ridiculous. What a ridiculous loss as well.
So I 29 wins, 7 draws, 2 losses in the end.
Is that your best one yet?
That's my best one yet. Yeah, that was. I knew this team. Alan Shearer got 34 goals. Robbie Fowler 22 goals. Lampard 12 goals. We scored 101 goals in the season. Yeah, lot of fun. There's a rugby league one I haven't even touched yet. I've basically been NBA this pretty much majority, and there's a little bit of the 17. No, that's the fantasy one. I've been playing the NFL fantasy one, not the regular.
So you've done the 82 and 0. You've done the NBA one. You did the second go as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Have you gone 17 and 0 one in the NFL one?
I got a little over that. I was really sucky at that. I think the best one I got was a
bit trickier, is it?
Yeah, that one because it's like you really need some stacked running backs, a quarterback that had a good season, and then tight end is really not a top tier. You got to get lucky to get it. Yeah, I did the fantasy one.
Make an offensive line and defensive line.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't get that in the fantasy one. It was just quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, and flex.
Ah, right, got it.
Yeah,
interesting. Got it. Oh, mate, we'll get there. The day we get there.
Do you want to quickly mention the other episode you did before this one as well?
Yeah. So, mate, did our first one in London. Did it at Pass Young Avenue. Good Philly bar, actually. Great Philly bar in London. They've got a few setups around. It's where the honestly they've had a real fall from grace. It's where the Kelseys did their London episode for New Heights, and then now they've let us in there somehow.
Seems about right.
So, mate, yeah, we filmed there, did their OG one in Fitzrovia, had good mates of mine on, had Alex Goodare-Trott, football content creator, presenter, works at DR Sports, really good. He runs a lot of COP TV stuff which is like Liverpool Fan TV. Great football broadcaster, worked with him a lot of the years, really good football journo. And then my good friend, an old colleague, Charlie Kitcat, who's kind of turned travel writer, just off the back of 6 months in India. And then he's just done some recent travels around South America and the US as well. Also went to college in the States, Wisconsin boy, so he loves his booze.
Badges.
So, mate, yeah, had those boys on. We're chatting a little travel, sports tourism, bit of England selection, bit of World Cup, general thoughts, bets, best to put on. Mate, it was a good chat, mate. When we really dragged on, had about 2 enormous pitches. We ended up being about 4 or 5 pints each in about an hour and a half. So that went as you can imagine. So thank God I got the tater tots to go with the show. But, mate, yeah. Mate, people definitely tune into that one. If you want a bit of good football insight ahead of the World Cup, Alex got some great takes, some good betting recs. So yeah, man, it was good. Good record. Good to get the first one in there.
Wicked. Well, all right. Well, let's rip into it. The big news, obviously, being we'll start with the NBA, the basketball, because the Knicks only need one more win to wrap this
New York
thing up.
is about to burn down.
Yeah, the videos look insane. Did you see that video where there's a guy, he's got a witch's hat, like a cone, and he yeets it into the air, and it just lands perfectly on someone's head.
You were like, you can tell this is his first time doing this, like practicing this. He was like, this is going to hit someone. It's going to be perfect.
Like, it was like literally like a movie or something. So me and seeing like 21 Jump Street. They're making a new one too. There's 24 Jump Street.
Oh, mate.
You see that?
Buzzing. Yeah.
And you see they skipped 23 because they were like, it's taken it's been so long. We'll just skip 23, go 24. I was like, that's good gear.
It's good. I like that. I love those movies. Great. I mean, one of my favourite sequels of all time. That I think one of the best sequels of all time.
Yeah, no, Shrek 2's probably there for me, but not far behind. I mean, you love Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Let's not forget about that one. And Ted 2, really. You're really into sequels, man. Just enjoy the first movie.
I'm not into them. They're guilty pleasures, but they're just, I think a lot of them don't get as appreciated.
That's why you always date. That's why you always date the sister, because you want the sequel.
Yeah.
Look, back to the NBA.
That's NBA.
What do you thought? I mean, you saw I put that story up, and I said the greatest comeback in NBA Finals. I mean, that's what it felt like watching it. I mean, now that a bit of time's passed,
was statistically as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, statistically, I think it was. I think there was a game, Lakers and Celtics. I think Celtics came back.
I think that was the closest one. Yeah,
closest one.
I think, yeah.
But in finals, statistically, I mean, I thought it was over. I mean, you and I think were talking about it, that other game. Was it 3-point shooting? Was it that game? Which game was it? The 3-point shooting of this game or the one before, where they had like historic 3-point shooting and then the absolute meltdown?
That was the most recent one as well. That was game 4. Yeah, so it was the most historic half of 3-point shooting ever in an NBA Finals. I think it was 14 made, which is ridiculous. I mean, considering what we're in the era of like the Warriors' golden generation, and even the Celtics recently as well, with how much they've got, like firepower they've had. It's just a ridiculous stat. And then to crumble after that is horrendous. I mean, I hate to say it, but I know obviously it's a kind of collective team effort, and none of them were really great. But some of the De'Aaron Fox highlights in the second half are not too kind. Of just everything is given away. The decision making on like the layup, it would really just kind of went on, like the passing, the shooting decisions. It was not good. It was a little like kind of a little bit of like Russell Westbrook and his bad years. Sort of that was the sort of vibe it was giving. But you feel bad for the guy. Like they've been so good. I mean, it's such a shame as well. Like I would have loved for that to have flipped, gone like 2 away wins followed by another 2 away wins. Would have just been ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, just quickly on Fox, that was insane. When I don't know if you've seen that video going around on Twitter. It's like 2 minutes of just his like low lights. From that game, half, like that one half. Well, that one half. It's not even the full game. Just 2 quarters of basketball. It's a tough watch. But I mean, look, it would have been good. It would have been wild. You know, you talk so much about home court advantage, and for the Knicks to rip 2 out at the start, definitely did not see that happening. No. And then I did think it was going to go the other way, but I feel like it's all over now. Surely, I mean,
do you? This is the thing, though. This is what I was chatting to a friend of mine in New York, and I was like, this Spurs team, they're so young. They almost feel like they've got a bit of like the old Ted Lasso about them, with like the goldfish mentality of like they're so young they just forget, and then they just kind of move on, and then like they're back at it again. Like you would have thought they'd have been like that after 2 losses at home, and some of the losses that they had were like brutal losses as well in that finals. And they just shake it off and they just go again. They just like goldfish mindset, just forget about everything, and then they're just like, let's go, let's just have it again. Like it doesn't feel like they're 100% out yet, like you can kind of see with some other teams. And like, this is another one where this is, I think, for like 50 years, this is the most 1-point game. This is the finals with the most 1-point games in about 50 years, I think, which is just crazy. I mean, it's not like they're not playing badly. They're obviously shooting themselves in the foot. Knicks are doing things at the right time, and they're just getting a little bit unlucky. So I don't know. It goes back to the Spurs, gets it back to 3-2, and then they've got Game 7 as well, haven't they? So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like, I mean, I was going to mention to you, and we can talk about it now. I mean, I think we're watching, the Knicks win, but we're also watching the birth of the next NBA dynasty. To your point, like I do think they're young and that goldfish mentality, but I just think they're so young. Like, I mean, Victor Wembanyama, 22, Stephen Castle, 21, Dylan Harper, 20,
20
Carter Bryant, 20. Like, these are kids, and it's not like I don't know. I mean,
their older guys aren't even that old. Like,
no.
Box are like 26, 27.
Yeah, correct. They're only like a smidge older. I think historically they're the second youngest team ever in the NBA Finals.
Really?
I just feel like it's so young. I feel like especially that comeback from the Knicks, like it's got to take the wind out of your sails. I know you're the Ted Lasso thing about being goldfish, but I was just like, that's historic. Like I just feel like it was an absolute gut punch. And I think we're watching like history. Like, I mean, for the Knicks to win, and I got a little question for you in a sec, but the Knicks to win this championship after being starved of one for so long, but I think we're heading into the Spurs dynasty. Like, as you said, like that core to be that young, and like what you learn from that. Like, I know a lot of people have made the analogy, and it's not, I'm not coming up with it, but the Bulls thing of, when they were getting hammered by the Pistons in the, end of the 80s, just start of the 90s there, and then they just went in a tear. I just feel like that's kind of what we're seeing. I feel like the Knicks are going to win this, but then like Wemby, on his off season when he travels the world and does rugby and monk and playing chess, like I just feel like that guy figures it out. I feel like the team gets better. I feel like it wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years if the Spurs won 4 to 6 championships to me.
Yeah. And then this is the thing that, like, I feel like we're so quick to forget about the OKC aspect of it as well, and that rivalry. What I'm trying to piece back to is, like, when was the last time we had this thing of, like, everyone was like, this is going to start the OKC dynasty, but is that already over, or is this going to be a case of where it's just tennis now between these two dynasties of just whoever's, it's just going to be like it's just going to be flip-flopping between the two of them now, and this is going to be insane in the West. Like, support any other team in the West is going to be ridiculous, like trying to compete or get through either of those two now. But I think can you have two dynasties at the same time is the question. Has it ever really happened?
I mean,
like,
I think
Lakers Spurs had it like in the early 2000s when I think Lakers won 3 with Kobe, didn't they? Like 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think the NBA is built on the Lakers, Celtics, like them both in the dynasties. Like the Bird and Magic were their own. Yeah, that was that. The cocaine 70s. I know back to that app earlier. If you played the 82 and 0 app, the 70s are just a tough time. Bill Simmons, I got to be read the Big Book of Basketball, but it's like cocaine took a lot of great basketballs from us in the 70s. Everyone was doing it. So yeah, when you're trying to find a player from the 70s, it's like, oh, but yeah, when the 80s came out, it was Lakers, Celtics, it was Bird and Magic. Two dynasties at the same time. The difference in that though is that was Western and Eastern Conference. So, they could meet in the finals. The issue that you're having here is that I think when we said this, we both had this conversation that OKC and the Spurs were the two best teams in the NBA. And I think they will be going forward. I mean, I'm looking at some of the ages here. Like, I mean, Alex Caruso's 32, but he looks 42. Might be flying to Turkey in the off season. I mean, Lou Dort's 27. Even Shea's 27. That's not old, by the way. That's not. I'm just saying compared to the Spurs. Yeah. The Spurs are 21 to 20.
The thing with OKC, they've got Jalen, they've got Chet. I know obviously they have a wobbly time for Chet now, but they've got those two guys as their core young guys. But then they've got a million picks still, a million number one picks, and it's just like what they can do with that is still just like endless, isn't it? They could get younger than Spurs if they really wanted to, and have like that depth and that youth if they really wanted.
Yeah, I think they're the better version of OKC. Like OKC had all those picks for so long and were young, and I think they finally clicked. They want NBA championship. They want a chip. Good on them. But yeah, the Spurs are younger. There's still so much growth for that team, and unfortunately, they're in the same division. Like, I mean, the casual fan will still tune into the NBA Finals and look at this, and it's phenomenal. I am really enjoying the Knicks and the Spurs. But again, like the casual, like if you get knocked out in the Western Conference by the Spurs every time, like they can have a battle, but it's just, I don't know, it's elevated obviously when it's the finals.
Yeah,
it's my issue even with the NFL. Like, I said it, the NFC was Seahawks and Rams. I said that was going to be way better than whatever came out of the AFC. I was correct. obviously, they got steamrolled the Patriots. It's just, I don't know. I'm still a big advocate for, I know there's history and there's stats and there's all that. But at the end of the day, I think as a sports fan, you want to see the two best teams. At the end of the day, go head to head.
Mate,
so get rid of the conferences.
Adam Silver, make it happen.
Yeah,
put your mark on the NBA.
Put your foot down. Yeah. Stern was known for being stern. He made so many calls and people loved him, people hated him, but do it. Just give the people what they want. The best teams playing like this.
Mate,
even I feel like part of that playing conference and obviously that the end of it trying to get it better. But I'm like, there's years where one conference is way more stacked than the other. Just get rid of the conferences then.
It's crazy. This is in my memory, this is almost one of the in your head. I've never really thought about it, but I've been so conscious about. Okay, this is a dynasty change now in the NBA. Who the dominant teams and players are. All of a sudden, that era has just completely switched, and now it's OKC. It's the pattern's just really changed eras now, hasn't it? Unless Golden State do the unthinkable and do that Avengers sort of old guys team, and they actually maybe just push it, hold it out for one more year just for the good times, is one thing. But people it's done now. This is a different generation of players now. It's a different generation of the NBA now.
Yeah, it is, and I think I still feel like the old NBA. I mean, there's like I said, you said there's the Avengers and stuff, but to me, I mean, it's LeBron. Obviously, I mean, it's still kicking around from the 03 draft.
Steph can if he stays healthy.
Steph and KD, I think, are just there, but it's LeBron, and then I was going to say 2 and 3 are Steph and KD, but I feel like it's a new era. It excites me. I feel like we're having different teams win every year as well. This is the interesting part about whether the Spurs can go on a run because it feels like it hasn't been now for a little bit. But I want to get back to this. I want to ask you something. Because again, New York haven't won a title since 1973. They're one win away from ending one of the longest droughts in American sport. But I've put together a little list, Connor. Six teams from around the world. So I've got six teams here. And I want to ask you, what fan base has it worse? As in, who isn't winning anytime soon? Right. So you're not having to go with the fan base. They're loyal, but you're just going to be honest with them and go, guys, I don't think you're going to win one anytime soon. All right, so I'll go from sort of shortest to longest. We're going to start in the NRL. Parramatta Eels, shortest drought here. It's been 40 years since they've won one, but there have been a few grand finals, 2001, 2009, 2022. Next up is Knicks. So we might even scrub them off the list. It's been 53 years. But again, one win's all it's going to take. Next up, sorry, mate, it hasn't come home in a while, England. It's an international team, but it's not coming home since 1966. Number 3, AFL St Kilda. They haven't won in 60 years also, and they've only ever had one premiership. And that's also they were part of the drawn grand final in 2010. I don't know if you knew this. There was a drawn grand final in 2010. You're new to the AFL. So grand final day. Do you know this? Do you know this story?
No.
No. So on the grand final day, Collingwood St Kilda played, mate. At the final siren, it was tied. No one knew what was going on. They came back a week later and they played again.
They didn't do that. There wasn't a shootout or anything.
No, there was no extra time. There was nothing. It wasn't in the rules for the grand final. The rules were from back in the day that if you tied in the finals, you went again next week. It just hadn't happened. It just hadn't, because you obviously you can score a goal, but then kick it behind, so 1 point, And it was, bro. I can't tell you enough how it broke Australia's brain. Even non-AFL fans were like, "Hang on, what do you mean? You're just coming back next week?" So they did it all again. They had another week leading up. You had to buy tickets again. So if you bought them for the first one, you didn't get them again. The AFL made so much money. They had 2 grand finals. It was they were stoked.
What year was this again?
2010, I think. 2010.
This is 2010.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah, 2010.
As if they didn't have anything in place for this.
Now it's changed. Now there is overtime and the rules are different. Which I mean, I kind of a few people got upset because it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool that you would come back a week later. It was insane. It was just
imagine the emotional come down and then having to get yourself up for that again as a player.
Oh, I know. And then the next week, Collingwood sort of ran over the top of them. But, so it's been 60 years before I was St Kilda. In the drawn grand final, they got replayed. One premiership ever. Next up, we go to the NFL. The Buffalo Bills, 61 years. And let's not talk about those 4 straight Super Bowls from 1990 to 1993. And then, come on, you Spurs.
I was going to say, this is inevitable.
65 years. Last English title was 1961. Fans have watched Leicester. They've got Europa League now, but Premier League or the league, they've watched Leicester, Blackburn, and Nottingham Forest win titles since they won titles.
Yeah, that's tough. They've had a Europa and they had a League Cup in that time as well, which does help soften the blow. Spurs, that everyone thinks. I don't think there's really a team that has their name is so associated with being sort of unlucky and cursed, and when you say something so Spursy, how that has just worked itself now into culture and into
everyday vernacular.
Everyday vernacular. Being you could describe it to your mates or something that doesn't doesn't pull it a night out. You're like, oh, that's so Spursy of him again. He's doing it again. Just bottling it in that sense. So
maybe that's what we need to start with. St Kilda-ing. You St Kilda again.
You St Kilda it, mate.
USK.
That's tough. Mets isn't a great fan base either.
No, I thought
that would be great to support.
My question to you though is, out of these, who do you feel like isn't going to win anytime soon? So obviously you can kick the Knicks off, but
the thing with England is we're because we can only win we can only win two things, either Euros or the World Cup, to be considered to be have won something. So I'd have to go with England purely on the infrequency of how much we play, and this could really drag on. And I know it's not. And
it's international as well. These other ones I picked were all teams.
Yeah, it's teams. Yeah.
I felt like I had to throw England in there as well because it was. Yeah, England's in there because of the World Cup. But let's just say England's number one, but if England weren't in there, out of the rest of them, you've got St Kilda, the Parramatta Eels, Tottenham, Buffalo Bills.
I think Spurs, because everyone just knows as well. You have that. You have that. Everyone kind of just big sigh, deep breath every time they hear that you're a Spurs fan. You're like, oh, fuck. Yeah. You actually feel a little bit sorry for them. And it's because it's the ownership and everything like that as well, and they've just. Yeah, because it is there, the infrastructure's there. I think that would be the one. Spurs is the one.
Just quickly, I think we made jokes on it about them obviously being relegated, and then they didn't. They managed to stay up, and I think it was funny. We're Chelsea fans, so we're having a little bit of fun with it. Also talking about Arsenal bottling it, but I was just driving the other day, and it just popped in my head, and I was like, that would have been wild. It just would have been insane. For
if
them
that happens.
I know we laugh about it, but it kind of sunk in to be wow, that would have been huge for a franchise or a team you're talking about that have, we've called them, Spursy, and don't get me wrong, they won the Europa League with my very own Ange Postecoglou. But just imagine the Spurs getting
Imagine a multiverse where Arsenal would won the Champions League, the Premier League, Chelsea won the FA Cup, Palace had won was it the Conference League that they did, and then West Ham stay up and Spurs get relegated. Just imagine that world. That part of North London would be on fire right now. the kind of the suicide rates of Spurs fans would have definitely shot up.
Check it in if you got a Spurs fan, check it in, please. Just constantly.
That's why my brother had to move country. So my brother Mike in Melbourne, Spurs fan, and then when he first moved to Melbourne, who did he start supporting initially?
Oh, St Kilda.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, it kind of makes sense.
Poor bloke. Yeah.
Has he got an NFL team? Is it the Bills?
Spurs of the AFL. He literally texted me. He was like, I've got a habit of St Kilda I support, mate. I've got a habit of supporting the most sort of Spursy level teams in any sport. I've got St Kilda and AFL. I've got obviously England. I've got Spurs. It kind of the list just goes on. So
I can send him. I can send him this list. He can get on the Parramatta Eels if he doesn't have an NRL team yet. Getting the Bills in the NFL.
His girlfriend Emily, though, fan of the pod, would probably call that out now. I think she's basically indoctrinated him to the as a Jehovah's Witness of Collingwood Magpies. I think she's indoctrinated him now, but I don't know. I need to check in on him. I think he's just a bit confused. He's kind of non-binary in the AFL sense.
Well, look, we are talking a bit of football, so we may as well stay with it. And
just a quick one. Sorry, no, just a quick one on the Knicks to finish. Has the Knicks doing this and winning, potentially going on to win the NBA, been the best thing for the NBA that's happened in the last few years? Obviously, outside of players, look at the celebrity row, the attention around it. Has this been the best thing for like the international aspect for the Knicks?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like New York is such a
people have forgotten, I think, of how big a sports and media market and how different it is, I think, to the rest of the NBA. Even LA and Boston, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think, like, unless you've sort of been over there and been to Knicks games and stuff, like, and especially like where it is in New York City, and then, you know, if you're talking like the other, you know, football, the stadium's not there. It's you know, you've got to travel to get there. You got to watch the Giants, or if you're a Jets fan, it is to me. And again, you know, this is from also, like, you know, spending some time there, and I've got mates that live over in New York. It's a basketball city, maybe baseball second. I guess people could argue that in football, but they're kind of the two things there. But it's such a basketball town. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that video I chucked up on Sidebar. I found an old video of Spike Lee, Adam Sandler, and Ben Stiller from the NBA Finals, and to me, it was like that was, you know, in 1990 when they were there, and now, you know, they're back. Like the fandom is, like, you know, it's so indoctrinated. Like they Timothy Chalamet, you know, you see that clip of him where he won the tickets, where he had to go meet have you seen that when he's a little kid?
Was it like Stoudemire or something like that?
It was like Stoudemire was at like the train station or somewhere, and it was like, first person here to meet me wins tickets, and it's on the Knicks account. It's this little kid who's Timothy Chalamet. So yeah, they mean it. Like, I think that around the league and stuff, there are fans who, you know, famous people who just go and hang out. But like, the Knicks it's huge. It's big for the city. It's a big market. It's great for the NBA. Like, and to have Wemby, to have this freak star that everyone in the world knows, an international star that, you know, essentially is the new face of the league, and this historic franchise. Like, I mean, you know, they're sitting there with hard-ons.
Out of any of the New York sports, like you're saying, you've got, I know the Yankees are the biggest team, but the Mets are still pretty big, and you get a lot of New Yorkers with big
huge
like,
Mets fans.
Giants and Jets pretty split in New York, from my understanding. Like, you get, like, obviously this tortured Jets fan base. Giants isn't great either. Yeah. But then, like, the Nets are just so almost nothing. They had like a little moment there, like about 10 years ago, whatever, when they got all that money in. But it's just such a Knicks city, and it's like basketball itself. You forget how intertwined into the culture of New York it is, from like the hip hop and rap scene and everything like that. And like, being able to play basketball and pick up is such a big thing in New York. Yeah. It's like this sleeping giant that is literally just people forgotten about, and now it's sort of woken up, and everyone's like, oh shit. Like, I think the biggest basketball market, probably, like, even over like LA and Boston. I know, obviously, just in terms of the fan base and how, I think it's because it's this nerviness, and it's kind of this all pent up energy. They're almost like England fans, to be honest, with how they're acting right now. And it's like, shit, everyone's there, like, everyone's forgotten about like what the Knicks are in the NBA, and if they were to go on and do it, it was like, is this generally like the biggest franchise in the NBA? We've just forgotten about it. It's like when the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor, and they're like, oh shit, why did you bring America into this? They're like, why have you done this? Why have we woken up the Knicks that don't do this?
That's a great take. That'll be clipped. Yeah. Look, I think historically, if you look back in the day, the Knicks were, you know, the biggest franchise, or one of the biggest franchises. You know, they won some, you know, championships, and they just didn't have success. But I think a big thing to me, which I've realized for cities that support sports or get behind a certain sport, is the accessibility to it, right? Yeah. People talk about football being the world game because it's the simplest game to play. You just need a round thing to kick, and you can make anything. Like, you know, you can just kick it around. You know, you need a park to throw a ball, or you need a bat to hit a baseball, whatever. The thing about New York, it is a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do now. You're in New York. So there's no space. So everyone plays basketball, pick up basketball. Even if there's not a full court, you'll see hoops around where people just play. And it's in the DNA of that city. and it means so much to them. And we were talking about them going on a run, but I just did a quick Google. Let me run you through the last 5 NBA champions: the Lakers, the Bucks, the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Thunder. It's actually 6. And now the Knicks. And even if it somehow is the Spurs, that's 7 different winners in 7 years.
Yeah,
if
so good.
That's what the NBA would want. The NBA would want it to be shared around so different fan bases are feeling the love. But let me tell you, they'll never say it. But if they could have picked, if they were like, hey, what franchise do you want to win an NBA championship? They'd be like, what franchise do you want to win? NBA Knicks. Like, they just
finish it.
Yeah. So, huge for the NBA, huge for basketball as a sport as well. Like, there's celebrities, Taylor Swift and Haim, the girls there.
They're celebrity row as well. A lot of them are like legit. I think why people appreciate it is they're legit basketball fans as well. Like we said, like Chalamet. Sandler, you see him playing pickup all around New York. He just goes and plays pickup with just like civilians all the time.
Adam Sandler writes into his contract that he has to have a basketball court when he films movies.
Yeah, it's like and it's just like some of the most loved people like Larry David and the list goes on. Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, and it's just like vintage comedy, and it's just like it's sort of this best collection of. SNL, isn't it? Plus, there's some amazing celebrity rows of actors, and they're all quite likable and legit basketball fans as well.
Just to finish up on the basketball as well with Jerry, because everyone saw that reaction shot of him watching. But I saw this. I saw this online. I love this. Did you see it? It was like the modern day Seinfeld, like based off him on the court. So I'll read it to you. So it's this is great. Modern Seinfeld. Jerry's new girlfriend gets him courtside, but she turns out to be a Spurs fan. George can't watch the game because Frank insists on him watching the Yankees. They're the Yankees, George. They're the Yankees. You don't need to watch the Knicks. And then you got Elaine pretends to be Mariska Hargitay to get into Dolan's box. And then Kramer hosted a legal viewing party outside of MCG. The MCG. The MSG. It's just fun. Good gear.
The other good one as well is like, do you see basically how to lose a guy in 10 days basically predicted the Knicks NBA finals run? I know it's the Kings in the film rather than the Spurs, but it's like best comeback in NBA finals history.
All right, well, we should move on to football, the world sport. World Cup's here, baby. It has started officially today.
I was getting a bit I didn't know where I was. I was getting a bit antsy about it, and obviously just Trump turning up the knob gears a few levels before the tournament. But mate, as soon as the anthem
that's where I'm wearing my red hat right here, big Trumpy. I went to the NBA finals. I didn't like it. What did he say? It was like a bit too lefty for me. What was it? It was like, it was like a bit lefty for me. I don't know. Good people, they're doing it right. And he fell asleep. Do you see him? He's like,
shut up.
Do you not see it? Yeah, there's footage of him asleep at the NBA finals.
To be fair to him, he's been spotted at a lot of Knicks matches over the years.
Yeah, I mean, you
can take him next.
from New York. There's a couple of things I want to say just quick before we get into it. One of them is I am sipping on the old red wines. I don't know if you saw, but just podcasts everywhere for this World Cup.
It's been insane, hasn't it?
Yeah, like the rest is football. Which is like one of my favorite ones. That's on Netflix. They're doing daily shows on Netflix.
Yes.
And I was watching one earlier, and they're just drinking wine. They're just drinking wine in the middle of New York City, talking about football. And how about this? I did a Google. They got paid 14 million pounds each for 40 daily episodes.
Shut up.
Yep.
Each.
Apparently, allegedly.
Wait, hold on. So 40.
14.
14. Jesus.
Yeah. 14 million pounds.
That is absurd.
So
you can't.
You and me need to figure out how to get this podcast over to the next World Cup. Where is it? Where is the next World Cup?
Go fund me right now. Let's get us up there. 14 million. We'll do it.
Oh, mate, 4 years. 4 years. We should be better. Where's the next World Cup?
It's across Spain, Portugal.
That's right. Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Oh, yes. 4 years. We'll set up base.
But then it's got also the first two opening matches to celebrate because it's the 100 years since the World Cup. They're doing one in Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina as well to open it. It's fucking mental.
That's meant, yeah. Well, yeah. Put us up in Spain somewhere. 4 years, Con. That's the goal. Speak it into existence.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
And the other thing too is I'm picking up a gig. I'm hosting World Cup games here in Sydney. With Fan Zone. So there's a spot at Ultra Football Sydney. If you haven't been there, it's in Alexandria. They got like a little indoor setup. They got plenty of jerseys. They're selling the Palace England one. I've asked for a couple for us. Yeah. If you want one, I've asked for a couple for us.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. What, the one with like St George and everything like that? The kind of grey sort of the black. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Get that. Let's get that.
But
let's get that on the wall for the pod, mate.
Yeah, get down the wall for the pod. I've asked them. Yeah, so I'm starting this Sunday. There's 3 games this Sunday. I'm hosting that. The link's in my bio. If you do want to check it out. We're hosting. I'm hosting a bunch of games. Like I'm doing certain fan bases. So essentially, I have. I'm looking after Australia, obviously, England, Brazil, and Scotland. They're my 4. So that'll be the 4 of where I am. So if you want to come hang out with me,
all the matches.
Yeah, so I'm doing all the matches. So they got me there. Me and Con haven't properly caught up, so this is where I'm telling him about it. But we both got him. We both got asked to do it, but you're not here, dickhead. You're in London.
Maybe I'll come back in time for England's final run. Who knows?
Yeah. I've set it on Jimmy from Sidebar, so they're going to put the Sidebar logos up and stuff as well.
Yes.
So it's through my mate Tyson. Shout out to Tyson Weigold.
Big shout out,
Tice organised it. So, if you want to watch, you want to watch me, obviously I might FaceTime Con in for a bunch of them as well because I'm sure he'll be watching the England games. So I can bring him up on the big screen as well. But, in Alexandria, $10 for a ticket. You get a free drink on arrival, even at stupid o'clock in the morning. So should be lots of fun. So make sure you head on down for that.
What we got? We said Thursday morning, the Panama game, first game, isn't it, for England? So get yourself down there, kids. You got a little work from home set up there for fans?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they got Wi-Fi. I'm sure people come down and just want a coffee and watch it.
Some booths for the odd meeting. Yeah, get the setup. Get the setup. Was it Ultra Football Sydney? Get the setup sorted.
Ultra Football Sydney starting this Sunday. Like I said, all the links will be in the bio. But check them out. Get down. Should be a lot of fun.
I thought a caveat with that as well, just from my over the years of my favourite spots to watch in London. I know we obviously like recommending best sports pubs. It's one of the passion points on this podcast. I've got my first place booked, which has been my favourite place to watch sport over the years. But the Coat and Badge in Putney, pretty small pub, but great garden, great sports setup. One of my all timers. I'll be there for the England game. Got my booking 3 months ago, just because I know what the pub bookings are like here. But mate, 100% for anyone who's listening to this, get down either there. The Drayton and Ealing became one of the iconic pubs over the last Euros in particular for where the big screens on the outside, booking tickets, music, huge beer garden, beers flying everywhere. Also, always a good spot if you want to have that sort of vibe. Similar for Vinegar Yard and London Bridge if you want that, and then pub on the park in London Fields. And then my last one to round it up from the city, get down to the George London Bridge, one of the oldest pubs in London, but great spot to watch football and good beer throwing vibes again. That's what I judge it by. What's the view of the TV? It's easy. Like, what's the beer selection like? And how many pints are getting them, which is what I want to know. And what's the crowd like? How rowdy is it?
Yeah, they the Fan Zone who's organising these hasn't done it in Sydney before. They've done them down in Melbourne. So these are the first ones up here. But they were sending me some footage of the ones they've had in Melbourne. And for the last Euros, they sent me this video. And it's all these England fans. I don't even know what part of the Euros they were watching. But they just all throw their pints. It's just like all launched at once. It's a great video.
The best.
I sent it to you. I was like, wow. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Do we want to finish with our goals, or do we want to get them out of the way, rip them off like a band?
Let's get them out of the way. I reckon. I think just in honour, just to wrap up our World Cup
We'll do them quick. We won't do them as long as we usually do them.
Yeah,
just a little tip of that.
I'll go with my one first. I'm glad you didn't take this. I'm saving this. What is to me my best for last. But Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, Netherlands versus Uruguay, 2010. The rocket that sent Netherlands on their way to a 3-2 semi-final victory over Uruguay and South Africa. Frank de Boer, who was the assistant coach, the Dutch legend Frank de Boer, the assistant coach at the time, and former Dutch captain as well, emphatically said, It was just unbelievably beautiful, a perfect shot. Scoring a goal like that maybe happens once in a lifetime. So how can that not be in our top 10? This is one of the ones from memory of one of my all-time World Cup memories, just watching that absolute rocket.
Yeah, an absolute great goal. I wasn't going to pick it because I felt like I had to pick a goal that went against England because I figured you weren't going to pick any of those, which is fair.
You've not been making these selections based off actual skill or anything. You're just doing anything that's going to fuck me off with the Australian one and then one against England. It's right about the other one isn't in there, mate.
Yeah. Oh look, that's what got me thinking. I was watching The Hand of God earlier today with Maradona, but I was like, no, I can't go that one because there's another one that I love. The great Ronaldinho, Brazil v England, 2002. An absolute cracking free kick. Too fast, too powerful. I don't remember. Who was the England keeper then, 2002?
2002 would have been Paul Robertson or Seaman, I think.
Oh, Seaman. It was Seaman. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was Seaman. Yeah, as I do remember looking. Look, there's been debate around this goal, whether or not Ronaldinho meant it. Because where the angle and where it drops in, it doesn't look real. It just doesn't look like you hit it, the way he hit it so hard and stuff, like for it to drop in there. He has been asked about it. He said, when I hit the ball, I was definitely trying to score, but not in that exact spot. So I love the honesty as well, that he can come out and go, hey, look, I wasn't actually trying to put it there. Yeah, you got me. Because the ball, it just keeps turning. There's not much Seaman can do. And I felt like it's the World Cup goal of Ross from Friends going pivot. Like the ball just keeps turning until it can't really turn anymore. And then instead of getting stuck in a staircase, it gets stuck in the England goal. So, yeah, sorry about that one, England fans. But, yeah, great goal. And shout out to the great man for admitting that he didn't actually mean it.
I like that.
Bit of honesty.
Good value as always, Ronaldinho. I think that's a sidebar top 10, mate. I think it's a pretty valid top 10. Let's see what the people think. What are we missing?
I'll put them all together now because we're in the early stages. Obviously, it's a bigger World Cup this year, so I think it's going to be a slow burn. I think for the casual fans and stuff as well. I felt like there wasn't as much buzz around the start of it today as there probably usually is because there's so many games you can watch. But I'll chuck up all 10. I'll make a video just like back to back. And you can let us know what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed, if you don't, what changes you'd make. But as I always say, if you say that shouldn't be there, I want to know what you would replace it with. And any list that we do or whatever, I hate when people go, I don't like that. That shouldn't be there. I'm fine with that. But you need to give us the options. If one out, one needs to go in.
How can we improve? Not why it's bad.
We're looking to get better, guys. We don't want this. We don't want the negative Nellies. Get out of here, Nelly.
Get out. Yeah.
It's hot. It's cold in here.
We want the brains trust. We want the brains trust here.
Brains trust. Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to kick us off? First couple of games.
Yeah. Well, I was watching it. It got me in the mood. It wasn't an amazing World Cup ceremony. It was obviously that's how we kicked things off.
There's three.
Huh?
There's three opening ceremonies.
So, there will be. There will be three, won't there?
Yeah. So we've got the Mexican one.
The Mexican one, I mean, it was good. They had a pretty good lineup of artists. Obviously, Shakira was there. They had J Balvin. They had a pretty good lineup of artists. It was slightly late. I was enjoying it because I was kind of settling in, I was getting in the mood, and then watching the ITV coverage and Smart Big he was so good. Basically, just said during what he thought was going to be basically the start of the ceremony, and he goes, "It's literally about to kick off," and he was like, "Well." The thing is with these opening ceremonies is they tell you absolutely when it's going to start to the moment. You get there for the start and it appears as if nothing's just going to happen. And it appears like nothing is happening just at the moment, which is why they don't tend to live long in the memory. It just absolutely ripped into opening ceremonies. I was like, go on, Mark Puig. Actually, a little sass. I loved it. But no, it was a weird little setup. I mean, they randomly had Adam Richman on, a.k.a. Man vs. Food, on the broadcast as well for ITV's coverage. I was like, all right. I know he does like his football. He's played in some soccer races in the past. But I was like, I thought you could have gone for someone a little bit sort of different than that. Maybe someone in the football space a bit more, or a culture space, but interesting enough. But yeah, I mean, the only thing is that when I got into it, this was the 20th game where they did the opening ceremony, was at the Azteca, and this was the 20th World Cup game there, which is actually mental to think about. And you're probably thinking about it, it's just like, when you're going through your head of the best World Cup stadiums, this is probably the most iconic World Cup stadium in terms of history. It's hosted far more than any other stadium. And it, like with all the kind of like the bit of the Mexican music, and it just felt like it was like had this really cool football heritage. I mean, that's where the Hand of God happened. It's obviously I think where Pele and everything, Pele's iconic goals and World Cup winning moments happened. So it was a nice enough opening ceremony, good music, and the match itself was pretty all over the place. I mean, 3 red cards.
I have it down there. Right. I have it in front of us there. It's there are a total of 4 red cards were handed out to players in the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. 4 in total. We had 3 in one game.
That is insane.
Is this because Trump won't let any of the good referees in?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was there like,
you can't be here. I like red card, red hat. I don't know if you've noticed, but the red cards all have "Make America Great Again" on them. It's really interesting.
And they only give them out to non-American nationals.
No, not one white player will get one. What color are you? You know that Family Guy episode where he like pulls up and there's like the shades of colors and he's looking at, you know, what color card do I give you? No, you're fine. That's fine. Play.
Yeah. It's like it's in the Family Guy as well. It's like a bear. It's like a black man. See, it's not very nice when we say it, is it?
Oh, Family Guy's good.
He's got that. Oh, mate, yeah, that meant that. But he was, I think he was the ref as well that day. Did England France with the quarterfinal we lost last World Cup. So yeah, not too happy about that. Get him out, get him gone. But it was actually mental. I mean, it was like Jimenez obviously scoring, which was
shout out to Jimenez. Like, that's just so great emotional. For him. Yeah,
like obviously with his head knock, but then obviously with the Diego Jota stuff as well. And you could see it, like how emotional. Like when he points up in the sky, you can see how emotional he was. And you just couldn't help but get goosebumps. I mean, it was one of the most amazing.
I had those like shivers. I was just like, for a guy that Diego Jota stuff, which I know a lot of people are playing for him or honouring him. He got selected in the Portugal team sheet.
Yeah. One of his best mates from when he was at Wolves, played for him for so long.
He wasn't gonna play again. Like the advice was you'll never play again. You could.
Yeah.
It
works.
And then like the Wolves got rid of him, and he went to Fulham, and to do that, in your home country in that stadium, as you mentioned, some of the history. That was really touching as a football fan to go, wow, that's really special.
Yeah. That's just like sport, isn't it? When you have those sorts of moments, you're there. Like this is why people are like sports fans generally. You're like this
to see stuff like that.
You can't write that sort of stuff. It's incredible.
Any other takes before we move into some of our picks or thoughts? Yeah.
So I think with what Infantino and FIFA realise is they can be as controversial as they like, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's still the biggest sporting event in the world. It's still the World Cup, and people are going to watch it. People are going to go. People are going to watch it. I know they've got all these unsold tickets for all the prices, and it's a joke. It's scandalous, and Trump's really ruined the vibe of it. But people will still watch it.
I mean, I don't know. I find it. Like people talking about all the controversy around this World Cup and the things that are sort of happening, obviously in America. But I'm like FIFA don't care. I mean, the last 2 World Cups were in Qatar and Russia. I don't know if people have done much Googling of what's going on in these countries. Like FIFA
it's like how we can make it work. Yeah, it gets worse. It's like,
FIFA went, who else is controversial? We'll throw in the US and we'll make it across Mexico so people can't go. Like,
he knows, like, as well. It's like everyone looks back at Qatar now and they're like, oh, how amazing was Qatar as a World Cup? We had like free travel and it was all in one place and everything like that. And obviously at the time, how much criticism they were getting from everything that was happening, like the drinking side of things and all that, like them putting the alcohol licenses and obviously the hotel keep. And now everyone's looking at it being like, everyone I think would rather the hot, cheap, crappy tent accommodation you got outside in the desert in Qatar compared to the prices that they're charging out in the US. It's mental. And it's just
that as well, like the World Cup, just like it's the World Cup. Like, I mean, I know other sports have World Cups, don't get me wrong, but as we said, football is a world game. I don't want to hear from, even if you don't like football or soccer, It doesn't matter to me. Like, you can't argue that it is the world game, the amount of eyeballs that are on it. And when you have eyeballs on it, you have people that want to criticize things. And I think that's the big thing, is that like news, like classic news outlets, not talking sports media, just news outlets aren't going to cover football. They're going to cover all the other things. And I think the thing is that happens sort of every 4 years for the World Cup. You get all the eyeballs on, news look at the other stuff, but then it becomes like you look back, and like I said, like all I remember during Qatar, I didn't go, but it was just people saying like, you know, all the atrocities and all these things. And now when I hear pundits and people talk about it, they go, oh, geez, I had a great time in Qatar. I had a lovely time. And so it's like, because when you look back on it, you're just looking back on the football. You're not necessarily looking back on the things that are happening around it.
Yeah, mate. And you're always going to get these amazing moments. Like straight away, that Jimenez stuff will be like, everyone will be like, wow, how amazing was this World Cup, just because that incredible moment that started and Mexico scoring straight away. And it's going to be like, I know that it's funny thing about it, how they're playing against South Africa, but it was like the Shabalala one in 2010, how mental it was, like everyone went and Mexico scored straight away, and it was sort of a similar-ish vibe. I know Mexico much better than South Africa. No one expects that from South Africa in 2010, but it's like everyone forgets about this. They take all the controversies they want, and they can just wear it and ride it, and they know people. There's enough football fans in the world. People forget about it and they don't care. And when the football actually starts, it's still the World Cup. So I mean, I'm already into it. It's a shame. Hopefully still try and get over there at some point. But it's definitely ruined the vibe. And obviously there've been amazing, better World Cups, but and hopefully they'll get one right soon. But it's, I mean, still at the end of the day, it's pretty amazing. I think, you know what, there's obviously been all this stuff as well around all the other countries out there, but it was pretty cool to see just how even more global it became with like doubling the countries and some of these smaller countries, markets, how amazing that would be for all those fan bases as well, and bringing them in with this new format. So, you know what, it's the World Cup, we're into it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. We're going to get our best bets and thoughts and picks and that. But yeah, I just want to quickly off the back of you sort of saying that as well. I agree. I think the World Cup is a World Cup, and I think some other nations and smaller nations should be given the opportunity to be part of it. I think that's what makes it beautiful, and I think it's really important for teams and what it does for the sport in those countries to actually get to a World Cup. People say it's too many teams. I mean, you could argue that. I'm of the opinion that, again, it means something to these countries. It helps grow the game there, and also more football is a good thing. I think it is. I also think, like, people saying, like, the top three teams out of four may go through. So, the pool games don't matter as much. But I also argue that they do, because it gives teams a bit of a chance to sort of work on their chemistry, or maybe their starting 11s and sort of figure stuff out. I think in previous World Cups as well, you've got to hit the ground running. Though, I mean, Argentina would argue against that, because, they lost to Saudi Arabia last time in the first game, and everyone was like, they're fucked. And they won the thing. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it allows teams, especially in this, climate, it's really hot over there. I think a lot of players, especially in Europe, won't be used to those conditions. So I think it gives time, it gives the games, maybe they don't mean as much instantly, but I think it may lead to better football in the long run, and better football in more nations around the world. And if you do argue that there's too many nations there, well, hey guys, Italy's still not there. So obviously we need to expand it further. More teams.
No, it's been good. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. Just give me to the first England game now. The anxiety is starting to pick up a little bit.
Well, I mean, do you want to we'll go through our picks and stuff?
Yeah. Obviously, this is a great time of the year. One of the all-time events for betting. I had my first one. First bet yesterday did not come off. It was a little Paddy Power special of 2 shots on target from Jimenez, which came off, but 2,000 Jimenez, and then two shots on target from Lyle Foster, the South African striker, and then 2,000 Foster, and that could have been subbed as well for the players that came on for them. Sadly, did not hit, but a little 55-1. But I'll kick off my first one. So I want to go through this. So to win, just in terms of betting, I actually think these two would be actually my two picks as well. But Portugal 8-1 is such a tasty bet. Like, I think people, they're not hipster picks. At the end of the day, it's Portugal, and they've always been like a football powerhouse. But I don't think they get the same notoriety as they used to. Just obviously with the likes of Spain and France and Argentina. But you look at their midfields, absolutely stacked with likes of like Neves, Silva, Vitinha, and it's just one of the most ridiculous stacks.
Bruno Fernandes.
So I think Bruno Fernandes,
Ruben Diaz, assist record in the Premier League.
The team kind of goes on. Their starting 11 itself is ridiculous. So I actually really 8-1 is a pretty nice odds for that. So, mate, chuck £10 on that. It's nice little returns if that comes off. And the Netherlands as well, 16-1, also one of those teams with the starting 11. I know Julian Timbers now just pulled out the World Cup, which can dent their defensive capabilities, but still with Van Dijk, De Jong, like everyone, that whole team throughout is pretty stacked. I mean, they should have they were the better team than England when they lost in the Euros knockouts last time rounds. So they're a very good side, and 16-1 is pretty mega odds for them. They're again the only major footballing nation that's never won the World Cup, or one of the ones that's still not won the World Cup. So 2 finals. They obviously won in 2010 and then under Cruyff. So I feel like there's a little bit of buzz now building up with the Netherlands and this team. They're very good international sides. So yeah, definitely would consider chucking some money on that as well. Really nice odds, good returns.
Yeah, I really like the Portugal team, and I don't want to be a hater, but the thing I can't get past is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes,
have you seen some of those misses?
Work him out of the team?
Yeah, some of those misses he made the other day were quite glaring. And then there was the game before he didn't make the pass. It feels like the thing that's might stop Portugal is Ronaldo.
Yes. Yeah.
So to me, that's interesting how they play that out. He's obviously a big personality. Can you have him as a sub, as an impact player? Does he have to start? I mean, who do you start in front of him? I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But that's interesting to me. They're a very good team. I do like them.
I mean, their teams are out there. Like, still they got like Cancelo's still pretty good. Vega, Semedo, like you said, Fernandez, Silva, Yao Neves, Ruben Neves, Vitinha, Felix still pretty good. Rafael Leao, Neto's pretty good. So it's just their team's actually pretty stacked. They're actually starting 11. So I do like that one, and I like the Netherlands one as well. I think it's just 16-1 are such good odds. I just generally consider putting even £5, $10, whatever you want to do on that. I think it'd be a nice little hipster pick as well. But you're looking at the Dutch teams like Ake, Dumfries, now Real Madrid, Dumfries, Van Dijk, Mickey van der Ven, still I know with Spurs, but still very good player. And then De Jong, Gravenberch, Reinders.
Yeah, man, they're good.
Very good sides.
Virgil van Dijk, he's a number 4.
And then we got young player of the tournament. This is a nice, fun little hipster pick, I reckon. But Nico O'Reilly at 10-1, I actually really like. I think you look at this England team defensively; we've been very good under Tuchel. They're built up to be a very good defensive side, counter-attacking side, and he was so good for City last season, especially at the back end of last season. 10-1, I think we've just taken the collective aspect. I think England will do a pretty good push at the World Cup. I don't think they'll concede a lot of goals. He's been really good going forward. He's very good defensively. So I just like that as a little idea as a young player of the tournament. If you want to put something on that isn't like a Yamal or something, I'd consider putting something on O'Reilly. And then my other Golden Boot betting hipster pick, Vinny Jr. 25-1. That got me licking my lips a little bit. It's purely because this Brazil team, they've got a little bit of a group of death, I know with that Morocco stuff, but they've got Carlo Ancelotti as their manager. He is unbelievable at knockout tournaments. I know he's not really done much international, but he's so good. And the kind of players and the teams he's best at coaching are teams like this Brazil team. You bring in superstars, he knows how to manage them, he knows how to manage attacking players. And I think you can take that, you bring that in, put that with that Brazil side, with Neymar, with Vinny Jr., with Endrick. They're going to be smashed, banging in goals. And I think with his time with Vinny as well at Madrid, he could do a pretty good job of building this team a little bit around him. And they could just get them firing and attack. And I could just see him all of a sudden, they could have one of those massive wins and he just bags a hat trick. So I think that is a fun little one. 25-1, you can get some mega returns. So those are my fun little best bets for the World Cup I've seen so far. There's some other ones in there as well. I saw Croatia maybe not to get through the group of 7-2. I'll definitely consider. It's a pretty old team now. So definitely take a look at some of the ones of teams not to make it out.
Yeah, well, we got some more picks coming up. So if you want more of our thoughts, these are just more of our best bets. I'll start with the silly one. Obviously, being here in Australia, for me to win, it's got to be Australia at $501. That's $501 to 1.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, I got to, because if they did, it's like that thing of if you're a Leicester fan and when Leicester won the Premier League, you didn't put money on your own team, you would have just been kicking yourself the whole season, just going, why didn't I? I mean, I'm supporting them anyway. I do want to shout out our friends at Opta though, because they've broken down percentages for every team in the World Cup for their odds of winning. Some are 0, but Australia are 0.3.
Oh.
And as Jim Carrey said in Dumber and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance?
Chance?
So yeah,
Imagine.
look, their pool. Like I'm big on Turkey. Turkey are my dark horse, but I do think they're a good team. I think they're better than the States, and we also have the United States in our group. But yeah, I just 0.3. Do I think Australia are going to win? No, God no. But they're my country, and I'll put it on. I like to win, so I'm going to pick this again later as my winner because I think you're picking Portugal as well in your winner, but you picked them in your best bets as well. But Spain, Espanyol. I think the team looks really good. I feel like they're going to, they won a World Cup, they won a Euros, had that sort of golden generation, then kind of the wheels fell off. But I just, I love what I see. And I'm, Lamine Yamal, he's also my pick for young player of the tournament. I know it's only $2.50, so you're only going to, just a bit more than double your money. But that for a young player of the tournament, who also might be the best player of the tournament, that just seems like they're giving away money. Like the odds for him to be the best young player of the tournament should be so much shorter than $2.50. Like that's wild to me. Like this is a guy. Yes, he's a child. What is he? 18, 19? Like for him to be that price when he could be like the best player of the tournament, just just eat that
Taking
up.
it.
$2.50.
Right.
Like I know it's not as juicy as yours at O'Reilly at 10-1, but yeah, I really like that, and I like Spain again at $5.50, and then my golden boot hipster pick. I'm gonna go Dembele from France, $41. 41-1. Now I know
That's mental odds. I actually didn't realize that was that.
Yeah,
I know he's not like an out-and-out striker, but like still, his team's centre a lot around him.
Yeah, I still don't know exactly. I mean, Elise might be another one, but I think Elise was a lot shorter odds. Obviously, the other bloke that plays for France, that's pretty good. The villain from Real Madrid. No, not Doué.
Yeah.
Mate.
Oh, wait, who's...
I'm talking about
sorry, Mbappe. Sorry.
Yeah, he who must not be named, Voldemort. Yeah. I can't wait to see him and Jose next season.
Tom Riddle of football now, isn't he?
Tom Riddle of football. He's a villain. I don't know. Like, he's just turned into this villain. Like, I think everyone loved Mbappe, and now he's this guy. But look, I mean, yeah.
Someone's going to say it now. And it's like when Tom first met Harry, and he's like, "What do you mean you don't say his name?" He's like, "Yeah, I say it all the time, buddy."
Yeah, I say it all the time. Mbappe, Jose's like Mbappe. Yeah, I just think Dembele again, just coming off another Champions League. Ballon d'Or, just 2 in a row, Champions League, PSG. There's a world in which, obviously, it's a pretty obvious world, France dominate and win, but there's a world in which someone else in that team scores goals. I know he's not an out-and-out goal scorer for that team, but I just think at $41, bit of a hipster pick. I mean, he's got to take some crumbs off some other players. And then Ramos from Portugal. I just think at $81, I don't think you mentioned a lot of players for them. I don't think they have a lot of depth at striker. That's probably what's keeping Ronaldo in there. But if Ronaldo goes off, I think he goes in. Obviously, the PSG connection as well through the midfield there. I know he didn't play a lot for PSG, but I still like him. And again, if he gets into that Portugal team, as you mentioned, they're stacked at midfield. I don't think there's a better midfield in this World Cup.
As well.
Creatively, yes, creatively. And someone's got to jag goals there. And if Ronaldo's missing, maybe he gets hooked. He goes in $81.
That is nice. I do like that. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. Especially just with like a Fernandez as well, who's just an assist machine. Yeah. If they just get firing and click.
Even that, again, I put him up in my story, and obviously the Ronaldo fans didn't like it that I made fun of him and said Messi's just getting better with age. But yeah, some of those, like the balls they're putting through that team, like, if they had like a Haaland, Jesus Christ, they call the World Cup over. Like, they're just so creatively and on the attack. So yeah, Ramos, if he gets on, I think would be good little hipster pick for the Golden Boot there.
Yeah, nice. I like that, man. I like those bets. Those are good ones. I think they're nice if you want to like bet small and have a bit of fun with it. just have like, say you take like 20 quid for this World Cup, you want to put like £5 here or $40 or whatever, $50, whatever you want. Like that's your limit. Just put like $10 here, $10 there. I think it's a fun way to do it, and you can get behind things as well. So I always recommend doing that. It's always a good way to get the World Cup and support teams and follow it in the ways you don't want to. Like don't when your team's not playing.
Yeah, gamble responsibly, obviously, but I do feel like out of anything I've ever bet on, the World Cup is the most fun thing. It just
gamble
is.
Responsibly, but 100% recommend hedging your happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to get into our picks now. We got winner, dark horse, golden boot, golden glove, player of the tournament, young player. I'm just going to grab a little water quick, Con, so you can brief really quickly.
Go for it, mate.
And I'm back.
Nice.
Shout out to Sam, who looks after us. You've left, and he's got a water cooler here now. So there's a little water cooler in the studio.
Look at that. He's really stepping it up out there. Look at that.
It's chilled.
Now.
It's a business.
Such a corporate office now. What's going on?
Sam's
got such a cool.
There's all these people just standing around the water cooler having a chat.
Yeah.
Who's your dark horse for the World Cup?
All right, I'll get into mine. Obviously, following on, my winner I'm taking for this, Portugal. My dark horse is not that I think they could win it, but I think they could have a run like similar to what Morocco did, and that is Colombia. That's Colombia for this World Cup. I think
good defense.
Yeah, and then going forward as well, they've still got the likes of Luis Diaz, who's really firing for Bayern Munich before the end of the World Cup. They're in a weird way, but acclimatized to this humidity, playing football in the Americas, and what it's going to be like playing over there in the summer. But I know, like James Rodriguez, I know he's old and probably he's definitely past his better age. But I think this is the thing with World Cups of older players. When you're playing against international teams, especially like the not so great ones, they can build up some confidence and just they can get going and find a bit of form and glue again. But throughout the team, they've got a really, really nice squad. So that is my fun little like dark horse. I think could make a nice little knockout run. I think they could maybe even find themselves like the quarters, maybe even the semis. So I do like Colombia, Golden Boot, Kane still. Everything just runs through him. And I feel like England is going to have one of those games like we've done in previous tournaments where it just gets like 4, 5, 6 goals. I know who have we got like the likes of a Panama opening match where he could just sit in the box, and then the team is now with Tuchel just designed around him in a way where with these wingers, he's seen what happens at Bayern Munich, and the best thing to get out of Kane and have these rapid wingers firing up and then just getting stuff into him. So
yeah, Tommy Tuchel is I mean, you probably mentioned it on the last podcast, but it's he's picked a team to win. He's obviously left a lot of talent back home. I just think he's picked a team to win, and it's built around Kane. It's the way Kane plays, the way he drops back, get guys past him. I think that's
you have to now as well. Yeah.
Did you just quickly while we're just talking on that? Did you guys chat about the Rodgers Bellingham debate at 10?
A little bit. I think I can't remember what we settled on. I mainly asked Alex on this, but I think we obviously
probably because you had 6 points.
I think Bellingham looks pretty. I think Bellingham pretty nice actually against Costa Rica. He's looking fit. I think it's just maybe lacking a last little touch still. I think he will find that form eventually. But I think you just always see when you see Bellingham play, especially in international stuff, how physical and how big and how quick he is. You're there just like, I think you have to just go with this guy, this athlete, this monster. So I think that's where we ended up. You've got to go Rice, Anderson, and then sort of Bellingham playing in that sort of 10 role.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think I don't know. I just feel like at times England's overthought things a lot of times, and I just think Bellingham's a superstar. Obviously, Champions League with Madrid. I just think you have to pick him. I really like Rodgers. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, people got to come off the bench as well. But I just think Jude's he's a superstar. He wants it. Just put him out there. Put him on the park to me.
You have to, especially after the last one as well, and how ridiculous the guy was. That bicycle kick you there, just like this guy's a monster. I mean, he's been like one of Madrid's best players in the past couple of seasons as well. So you have to play that. They have to play that guy. My golden glove is Pickford. I think again, like I was saying earlier, just an England team designed around. I know defensively we're a little bit.
So talk to me. So obviously,
in terms of actual quality of defenders, but I think how we're set up defensively and how Tuchel is. So we'll probably go Stones, Gay, or Conser.
This is my thing. So the things that obviously pick itself, obviously Pickford, that's easy. Reece James, easy. O'Reilly, easy. And then your midfielders sitting in front, Rice and
Rice and Anderson.
Anderson, yes. But who are the centre backs? Who are you starting with? That's to me is where
the probable starting 11. I think it's going to be Stones and Gay. Obviously, that Man City combo.
Yeah, but see, Stones. My problem with that though is Stones played 9 games this season.
Yeah, but it's still like that. It's international.
Don't get me wrong. In the list of centre backs that Tuchel's picked, he would be my first choice. I think he is a phenomenal, and you do want in these tournaments if you do have a centre back that can just make one of those passes, you know what I mean? It can just change a game.
Yes,
and he's definitely
kind of almost be like a third midfielder for you.
Yes, correct. Yeah. And obviously playing under Pep and everything. But my concern is when you're going to World Cup, and again it's hotter conditions and all this, and a bloke that played nine games. He played 9 games all season. Like look, and again, Tuchel's picked him, so obviously he knows something that we don't, because I don't think he'd pick a guy that's underdone, because he left so many people at home, including Harry Maguire. World Cup completed it, mate. But
Slabhead. Justice for Slabhead.
Yeah, I love Stones. He'd be my first name in the team sheet. That's just sorry, you continue, but that's my concern, obviously, with him.
Yeah, it is the main one, I think, in terms of a team that's meant to be built like around being very good defensively and counter-attacking. It is the main concern, but you know what? He finds a bit of form in his international football against especially the lesser sides as well, and just gets going a little bit on that front. So,
and you'd have Gay with him.
Joe Stones, Gay. Obviously, that time in Man City now, Gay had an unbelievable season, obviously from his time at Palace, and then obviously going to City, and then Reece James now looks like he's finding a bit of fitness, which is good. So I think he's very good for England. And you've got these now. If he stays fit, what people forget, you've got these 2 freak athletes, and Gay and James and O'Reilly now on the wings, and you're there just like, Jesus, that is an unbelievable pairing that you've got. Like without really realising, obviously O'Reilly's coming on all this way this season, like 19, and then James, when he's can be the best right back in the world if he's fit and firing.
James can be the best. James can be the best, and this is no disrespect to Harry Kane. James can be the best player in the England team when he's on. That's you and me have said this. Like James has that much talent. He has that much talent.
Yeah.
Obviously, been cursed with injuries and stuff, but he is that good.
He is that good when he gets going. Players around the world say it as well. Like he's always the hardest person to play against. He's so good going forward. He can play in that sort of right mid role as well. So
I've seen guys at Chelsea say he could play. Like they talk about an 11 of one player versus he's a guy who could play every position, like every position.
Yes. Every position. Yeah, 100%. He's an absolute specimen. So mate, if he can stay fit, he can really change things for England. Anderson, Rice, and then you got Bellingham, Gordon, Saka, Kane. That was the likely starting team based on the numbers they've given out and everything.
So you've got just back to your picks. You've got Golden Boot, obviously Kane. So you got the guy scoring the most goals is England. You've got the Golden Glove. The guy stopping the most goals is England. How far did England go? Because your winner's Portugal.
My winner is Portugal, and that's because I don't want to say England. I don't like. I feel like I'm a bit of a jinx, and I don't like saying it. So I've gone just to get the juju out there, mate.
I'll reframe it then. You don't have to tell me if
Portugal won't win. So that's my thinking right now.
All right. So I'll give you the verse, and you don't need to tell me England will win at all. What is a failure for England?
Anything less than semis.
Okay, I agree. I think you've got to make the semis, especially with the way he's selected the team and how he set it up, which I think is great, by the way. I think, England probably have been guilty of just picking up the most talented blokes and then just going, how do we make this work? And it doesn't. I think that's the reality of it. Like, you need some players that are less than in the most respectful way. Like, you're obviously at the World Cup, you're very talented, but you're not this superstar. England have had teams of superstars and it just hasn't worked. So I respect him for the way he's gone about it, but I still think semis, especially with the way you have the results you have had in tournaments over the last 4 years, 6 years. I think it's semis. Semis or he goes.
He's put his head in. He's put his head in the guillotine, and whether this is one of the biggest gambles I've seen in terms of a managerial selection in a really long time. And it's like he's put his neck in there, and it's like this is either going to be like that. His head's coming straight off after this tournament if this doesn't pay off. And people will be coming for it, or it's going to be he will be celebrating. He'll be like this guy.
He'll be knighted.
King.
Yeah,
knighted. Yeah,
Hey, we live in a world where a German's getting knighted in England.
Yeah, we're taking back over again. Let's go, baby. And then my player of the tournament, I'm going with Elise. He's just the form he's finding is just ridiculous, especially with like Munich, and obviously he just got a hat trick. Just like it's a nice little hat trick in the warm up to this for France. So I'll chuck it in there. And then,
they played him up front. Did I get that wrong? I saw him. He was like playing up front. They had Mbappe behind him. And they had Doué on the right, and they had
the versatility with it. It's just.
They all can sort of play. That front four is ridiculous.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah. That's why.
My young player.
Sorry, you go.
No, I was saying, and my finish off my young player of the tournament. I know I had O'Reilly as my bet, and I really do like him as an option. So I want to kind of split this one between O'Reilly and obviously I think you have to think about Doué as well for France. Just he is one of the most terrifying prospects in football. Like when he gets going forwards, and if France are firing, I think so much is going to come through him, and then he's the one that it's basically that it's going to be a showdown. I think between him and Yamal in terms of that young player. I know obviously Yamal, like you were saying, could probably be the player of the tournament as well, but Doué I think is a similar caliber.
I totally agree. You might have spoiled mine there a little bit, but I'll get into mine here. My winner, as I said earlier, is in my pick as well as Spain. I think at $5.50. Maybe that was for the bets, but for just what I see, I just think there's talent all over the park there. They're young. They thoroughly impressed me as a team. I just think talent all over the park. I'll get into a bit of that with some of my other picks. My dark horse, I'm going with Norway. They've got some.
Yeah, they you know what? It's not bad. They've got some players in there.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, sort of just think obviously Haaland, Odegaard obviously in there as well. But they do have some other players in there. But it is you do need to score goals, and I do think that Haaland is probably one of the best, if not the best, just out and out strikers. I'm not talking forwards because we can kind of blur the lines there. I'm just talking like sort of strikers. I do think he's impressive, and I just think like he's. Oh, you there? You got me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, it just came up trying to connect. There was a little wheel spinning, and that's why I'm picking him as my golden boot. He's also paying $18 for the golden boot. To be honest, I actually think it's between him and Kane, the out and out number 9s. I think we talk about how hot it is, but that works for defenders and attackers. And some people might be tired, and Haaland's like one of those blokes who's just an absolute beast in the box.
Their squad, the Norwegian team have been pretty decent lately, and I think, like you said, they're pretty nice and balanced throughout.
And that photo shoot they did, they were fucking Vikings. Yeah. Sorry, how could you not? You're going to dress up as Vikings? Like you're going to tell me a team's going to dress up as Vikings and not going to come over and fucking dominate? Sorry, that's I'm all in.
They've got the thing is with this team as well. They've got what they would want. They've got a right first game, and obviously that's going to be a pretty nice game for them. And I think they can ease into it, and they can start bonding and gelling, and they're getting a bit of confidence and form straight away. They do have a ridiculously hard group after that. They've got Senegal, and then they've got France after it. So that was I'm with you on Norway as well. And I think they could go and do a job. But in terms of those other two teams, they're really duking it out. Those two, and it's that's where I had a bit of hesitation on it.
The thing that will be interesting to me in this World Cup is these third games, and I don't really know how it'll shake out in terms of like obviously previously you want to win everything. But again, as you're having like 3 teams go through, if you are depending on how the other games in your group have gone, you might have the ability to rest players or rotate. So that to me, that third game against France is really interesting in terms of maybe who's on the paddock and who's put out there, but also just as a litmus test. Like maybe you've already know you're going through and you can really throw something at them just to see, and if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Because that's a team you really want to go balls to the wall against and go, well, hey, this is a team that probably are people's favourites to win. Let's see how we can sort of go there. So I think it could be good for them as well to know that they're already progressing. Again, depending on how they go against Senegal. Senegal,
Senegal and France,
Senegal and France, I've got dark horse Norway, golden boot. I mean, if they're going to be a dark horse, someone's got to score goals, and it's going to be Haaland. Golden glove, again, this is what I'm going back to my winner, Spain. I'm going to Spain. Now, I'm saying Spain is my golden glove because we still don't know who the keeper is. I've been reading. I can't see anything. I mean, Unai Simon is
I really
apparently
enjoyed that in our slate here. Jimmy's pronunciation of Unai Simon.
Unai Simon. Because my Australian, when I look at these things, I'll go Unai Simon. Because my name's James Smith and David Raya. It'd be pretty stiff. Raya's had an absolute hell of a season for Arsenal, obviously, for him not to get it. But if you look at like some of the betting sites in the top 5 or 6 currently, right now as we speak, Golden Glove options, 2 of them are from Spain. Yeah, in the favorites. That's insane. Then I was like, what is going on here? Because again, we don't have confirmation yet as to who's going to end up between the sticks. So again, to me, it just shows how much, I guess, betting companies and stuff value the Spain team, because they know that, 2 great goalkeepers, but obviously who's in front of them is really good as well. So again, my Golden Glove will go to whoever ends up in goal for Spain. And then, again, as I said earlier, player of the tournament, young player of the tournament, Lamine Yamal. An absolute superstar. Yeah. Again, I know he has been injured, obviously, for Barcelona. But all reports are that he'll be fit for the first game. Whether he plays or he's on the bench and he comes off the bench and gets a little bit game at the end of it. But apparently he could, if he needed to, he could start for that game. They don't want him. Apparently, Barcelona don't want him to as well. They want him. Barcelona would apparently love if he sits out the first 2 to 3 games, but Barcelona can STFU. So yeah, all reports is he's good to go. They don't need him for that first game. Again, he's a child. He can win player of the tournament and young player of the tournament. Spain.
Has anyone ever done that before in a World Cup?
I'll do a quick Google. Has anyone won player of the tournament and young FIFA World Cup? Searching. No player has won the official FIFA World Cup player of the tournament and the best young player.
Tasty. I like that.
Yeah.
Could be the first, mate. Maybe put money on that. See what the odds are for that.
Yeah. For both of them together.
I wonder if they must allow it. Like, if you're... Because the young players, what is it, under 21? Under 20?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're getting the player tournament, you automatically then have to get the young player. Like, surely they don't differentiate you, like, oh, you can't win both, whatever.
Plus 175. No, that can't be right. Nah, there's no combined odds. They're just different. Yeah, surely someone does. That's just... Get yourself into the bookies and get yourself a special bet.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can. Yeah, it would be hilarious if you won player of the tournament and then they give the young player to
someone else. Yeah, it's like, wow. Mate, no, I like that. I like those. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. You know, with this Simon thing, I was there like, surely, I know he's a class goalkeeper, but surely you can't pick someone that's played to Athletic Bilbao and finished 12th, who's finished 12th in the league. It'd be like, that'd be pretty mental. Like, I know he's different and he's been really good for Spain, but you have to surely go with the bloke that's won the Premier League.
Fuente loves him. So
yeah,
I just, I don't look, as I said, I'd be pretty stiff. I'd be picking Raya. I just think for what he's done to get to
58 goals this year.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know enough about Athletic Bilbao on the season, whatever, anything might have happened.
I don't either, but I've heard from other people as well that, it should be David Raya between the sticks. So, hopefully he gets a call up.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't.
Mate, it's tasty. it's going to be a funny one. Yeah, my last thought on it was watching last night's game. This is why I think England could actually also be quite nicely shaped up. And I wonder if Tuchel's thought about it. We must have thought about this, but with this whole water break now, you get halfway between each half. So you have 22 minutes and a half, whatever. And they now take this water break, which they get for a couple of minutes. And I've never seen, now they've introduced that. It's almost like a little timeout thing. And I've never seen something in a match that is almost such a momentum killer. I know you obviously get people tapped who've done it in the past with injuries and whatever. But just have a conscious team getting together and this water break. It's such a thing of this could be so well geared now to a team like England who's designed to have unbelievable work rates, be good defensively, and then just counter-attack when you have to use so much energy to be able to do that. And I feel like that now is going to be quite interesting to take into it, watching Mexico and how change momentum sometimes in that match, especially in the first half a little bit. And that could come into effect later in the tournament for England. So when you kind of have this breaks, like, all right, we're going to work really hard now for 20 minutes. Then we'll take our opportunities. Then you get a break, and then you just go again. And I think that adds a nice little another dynamic to this tournament, an interesting wrinkle for England's tournament and their strategy around going around playing, because they're not going to have much ball, especially when they can at the start, but when they get to the back end against the better teams that can have players that are better at controlling the ball and holding onto the ball, and teams that are better structured for that, they're going to get defensive and they're going to get counter-attacking. So I think that could really come into play there.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a team if you look at Spain, the team that I think are going to win it, you look at their midfield and Garbi, you're not going to hold on to the ball at all, even against Portugal. Their midfield will literally run rings around you. But yeah, it's funny because the water breaks and stuff obviously there because of fatigue. But you're right, to a team like England or I'd say Australia, that's how we're set up. We're set up to hit you on the counter. I think a lot of I don't want to say this disrespectfully, but the non-talented teams or the teams that don't have those flary, midfielders that can, spin and turn and do all that sort of stuff. They're going to sit and wait and absorb pressure and then try and go the other way. To your point, I think it strengthens all those teams because they can have a little breather. They can also regroup and talk about it. You can sort of see what's happening in that infancy and that little bit of, the first, it's 4 quarters now. It's a fucking basketball game.
Yeah, exactly.
You can sort of
make
some sort of changes and to back to England. Stanley Tucci has said that it's he has all these plans and different scenarios and all this stuff. So if he walks a walk and talks a talk, I think it probably only helps him in England as well. It's just it's interesting. Yeah. I'm really excited. We got football back.
Yeah, man, let's get into it. I'm buzzing for it now. We've just got to get into it. We've got to get these games. But speaking of stress levels and sleep, I think we'll probably round out here for the football
We're
segment.
Done 1:30. We've done an hour 30.
Oh, my God. All right, well, a quick shout-out just in football. But I know we're obviously going to be stressed and losing tons of sleep during this tournament. But to our friends at Whoop who have sent Jimmy and I, very kindly, a couple of Whoop bands. As we were kind of keen, we were talking about this. I was chatting to them about sleep and strain levels and recovery levels and stress of English and Aussie fans during the tournament. So we are getting involved with a little bit with our Whoops just to see how we're tracking and how much the World Cup and football really affects sports fans and football fans in particular, and the stress of the cursed England fans. So let's see who gets the most affected by it and the most affected by the football. Join our community group, which is so COMM -B 930C6. So
just rolls off the tongue.
Just really rolls off the tongue. But get involved. I want to see, especially if you're from other nationalities, we really want to see which nationalities maybe get their sleep or their stress levels and strain the most affected by football and the World Cup. Cheers to our friends at Whoop.
Shout out Whoop. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. We can wrap up there.
Yeah, we can wrap up there. I think just a little bit on culture, just obviously a quick funny one, but we're back home now, so I'm recording this from Mother Donut's house in Southsea, and you'll love this one. She gives me the old so Jimmy, tell me about Jimmy then. How did you guys meet? Tell me the meet cute. So I was like, well,
Grinder,
just a boy standing in front of a boy, asking him to love me. But she goes, yeah, we've got such a funny dynamic, and she was like, do you know who he... I was like, well, this is actually I started. I was like, well, obviously at the rugby, down at Ramit Rugby Club, through our mate good mate Dave, shout out Dave, and we got talking about sport and films. We're like, this guy, we're pretty alike. And then we got into starting to get a bit of movie talk. And then I mentioned to her, I was like, we both love the movie Sandlot, which kind of ended up being both of our childhood movies. She was like, wait, what? No way. And I was like, for our audience, especially the non-American audiences, you probably have never even heard of the Sandlot. Kids baseball film that Jimmy and I both loved and really bonded over. And if you know it, you know, it's one of those.
Yeah.
She was like, that's so weird. She was like, well, you kind of think about it. It really reminds me of the kid from the Sandlot. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. And
I thought I liked your mother.
Hamilton Ham Porter. She goes, Patrick Renner. I was there like, oh my God, you don't even have to carry on before I know exactly who you're talking about. She goes, yeah, I thought that. And then I thought a little bit initially as well. She reminded me of the kid. That's really good now you say that. He reminds me of the kid from the Sandlot. And I was like, amazing. But he goes, Do you know who he also reminded me of? Is he goes, "What God, what film was it?" She was like, "What was I watching recently? Ghostbusters." Rick Moranis.
Look, I'll take Rick Moranis. He's a funny dude.
I was like, what, you talking about the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and everything? She's like, yeah, that's the vibe he gives. It gives me very much.
She's given Squints and fucking Rick Moranis.
Squints.
Just
no,
fucking.
You're not Squints, mate. You're Ham.
I'm Ham. Sorry, yeah.
You're Ham and Rick Moranis, mate. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Ghostbusters, like the legendary.
To be fair,
the glasses.
Look, Ham. I'd rather be Ham than Squints. I thought you were just saying because I got hats and glasses, I'm Squints. I like Ham. I'll take the hat and glasses off. I can be Ham. Back. Shout out to Conor's mum.
She said you give big Rick Moranis energy, and I was like, that really tickled me. So I just wanted to save that one. If I haven't told you.
I thought she was going to tell me I'm Bill Murray from Ghostbusters. So you can politely tell your mother to go fuck herself.
Mate. If you're Bill Murray, I'll take Ernie Hudson, mate.
Yeah, you can be Ernie. You're black. I'm white. I had some dad jokes sent in as well. Do you want to save them for another time?
Let's save them for another time. Maybe we'll save them for when we get a bit of a pick me up after England and Australia probably both losing their opening matches.
Yeah, well, we might. Now that we got this set up, hopefully we can do a few more of them because it's a little easier now. So we can just plug and play. So we can probably do some more reactions over the World Cup. We might even do some just standalone, culturally uncoached episodes. We can just talk about what we're watching and stuff because I feel the sports stuff's just going to keep going. We didn't even get into any of the cricket we wanted to get into. It's going to get AFL talk, the State of Origin, Game 2, the teams. A lot of stuff that we're still going to cover. But the big things are basketball and football, so we managed to get them done. That's the main thing. So
yeah. But no, we're into it now. Hopefully, like Jimmy was saying, a little bit more frequent and often. Lots to catch up. And obviously, hopefully next one we'll get into your rodeo, a bit more TV and culture uncultured. I've got a lot to chat to you on that. So we'll save that one for now. Lots to go off, and we'll get back into it hopefully in the next few days.
All right, we'll see you soon, guys.
All right, cheers for listening, guys.
Bye.